Welcome to this SQL tutorial with me, James from Matador Software, and we're looking at how we can actually quickly, in Microsoft SQL, so SQL Server or Azure SQL, fetch a sample of our rows. Now we can use the Select Top Clause or statement. Now it's worth noting that if you've used MySQL or potentially other relational database management software, you may have come across limit. You can use row numbers. There's ways around this, but this is a nice fast way for doing it in Microsoft SQL. So our base query, we have an employee ID, full name, which is just a concatenation of the first name and last name with a concat underscore with separator function, the title salary, and I've just got some mock employee data loosely based on the Northwind database. So you can see here, we can take the same data and edit it to get the top n values. So the top number, we specify that number there. So we could potentially say the top 3 values in our employees table, and you can see that we just get the first 3 results. You can specify this further, as I'm about to show. You could introduce your where condition, so we could have where the title equals, any specific job title, but here we could say sales representative. And then we can actually go ahead and order this after, which we can look at. It's worth noting that this is useful when there aren't many outliers. If you are taking samples of data, you do need to be careful that things are quite proportionate, but it's a fast method. So you can see we would then get the top 3 employees by sales representative, but we could actually also start to order this. So we could order this by the salary in descending order, and you can see we're not just then getting sort of a completely random set of values. We can manipulate it somehow. Now essentially we can do the exact same thing with top percent, but where we're working with larger databases or data sets, it would be much more efficient to just specify a percentage value. So, half of the records to produce our sort of sample pool of data. Again, you can specify exactly what you want, commonly maybe 50 or 75%, 80 if you want, whatever, we can work from there. Now there is another interesting functionality available here. With top n, we can actually sort of advance this to use top n with ties. So we can illustrate how this works. So initially, you could potentially have the same base query and take the top 6, again, employee values, and ordering by salary in descending order. Now that's fine. You can see, as we'd expect, we get 6 values. However, after Margaret Peacock, employee ID 4 at the very bottom there are tied values that we would want to show as well. So if you actually say top 6 with ties, we will then actually show 8 values. And as you can see here, when we execute it, that's because essentially what this is going to do is take the top 6 values and any tied values that relate to our final row in that top 6 sample size. So that's another powerful way to get around some potential issues you have. As I said, it's fast. It's got similarities with limit and row number window functions. And as long as your data is relatively straightforward, it's not too many outliers, it should be great. Like, comment, subscribe, and share.